Hey guys, I'm Chris Buck and a very warm welcome to Friday Fretworks. This week on location here in sunny Los Angeles at world famous Troubadour. Sold out show tonight. Thought I'd talk you through some of my gear. Let's get going. So we're coming to the end of the tour now. I think we've got 3 shows left. Obviously got this one tonight. We're in San Francisco next, and then finishing off at Delfino Farms in Camino on a vineyard, which quite a fitting way to end the tour, I imagine. But I thought it'd be a good opportunity just to talk you through some of my gear, show you what I've been using for near enough the last month now. It's been an absolutely incredible tour from start to finish. We started in New York at the upgraded show at the Gramercy Theatre. It was bumped from the Mercury Lounge after that sold out in a day. Then sold out the Gramercy as well at about 700 cap. So that was a hell of a start of the tour, and it's just kind of kept on in the same vein, really. I think this is the, I don't know, maybe 12th consecutive sold out show of the tour. So if we can shift those remaining 20 odd tickets for San Francisco, we'll have a clean sweep, which is mind-blowing to say the least. So anyway, more importantly than any of that, gear, which is the reason any of us are here. Where to start? So amplifiers. First and foremost, Victory very kindly arranged for me to have this for the duration of the tour. It is the MK Clean Combo. It's 2x10, got 2 Celestion Golds, I do want to say. I think I haven't actually looked in the back, if I'm entirely honest. 2 10-inch Celestion Golds. It's been incredible across the duration of the tour. It's kind of the main full-bodied amp, I guess, with the deluxe reverb then kind of a little bit of seasoning on top. In regard to the deluxe reverb, I actually bought that in New York. It is working, just the pilot light is would suggest otherwise. Bought that at, what was the guitar shop? Brothers Guitar Shop, I think, in Upper East Side in New York. Very kindly sorted me out. It's a 2017 reissue, and I need to sell that at some point because needless to say I can't take that home with me. So if you're watching this and you're in San Francisco or anywhere in Northern California and you want to buy a deluxe reverb that's spanned North America over the last month, hit me up. Amp-wise, that's pretty much all there is to say. Obviously the Radial Big Shot ABY, kind of running the amps then in dual mono. Custom guitar picks, most importantly. That's the key to the tone. Moving on to, a quick shout out as well to cables. I never mentioned cables. We've got Mogami for the most part, 1 or 2 other little kind of additions here and there, but Mogami cabling. Should give that a shout out. In regard to the pedalboard, a lot of stuff, all of which is an aid to save me rehearsing, because we all know if you buy more pedals, you don't have to practice quite so much. So obviously the Gig Rig G3 being the kind of main switcher on the pedalboard saves me tap dancing around like Michael Flatley all evening. HX Stomp XL, handling any of the kind of weirder, stranger modulations, reverbs, strange effects. 29 pedals Una, a buffer at the start of the signal change, just kind of keeping everything clean. In the loop of the 29 pedals Una, we have this. You might want to come in a little bit closer. It is the AU Gold. Now that was, up until a couple of days ago, the Mythos Golden Fleece. It's now the Mythos AU Gold, courtesy of Clint, a very kind fan of ours from Texas, who came to our show in Phoenix and said that will sound much closer to your original Golden Fleece, the one I gave away for the competition for the Tell Me How It Feels solo, if you can remember that far back. And by Jove, he was right. It sounds awesome. So thank you very much, Clint. The Electric Lightning from Thorby Effects. We've got the Gruta Natural Selection. We've got Old Faithful there, Cattle and Bread Echo Rec. And then underneath, sorry man, you're up and down, you might want to come back in. We've got Decibellic's Golden Horse, kind of taking the place, I should say, of the Mythos Molnir. By dint of its size, although it does sound great. Small speaker overdrive, Great Eastern Effects, doing that kind of lo-fi Fender Champ, kind of tweed small box amp kind of sound. A Rogue plectrum that's crept in there. We've got the Steve Lukather Echo Sax 3, sounds great. We've got the Golden Reverberator, that's the kind of spring reverb from the night. And then, if you've seen us, you may have seen me bending down and switching between that and the big old plate reverb setting I have in there as well. King Tone, the Blues Crab from Moore, of course then the EP booster at the end of the signal chain. Gig rig providing all the power. Most of the cabling then is either pedal patched or Evidence SIS, just a mix of stuff that I've used over the years. I think that's it in regard to that board. Moving over then, we've got the wah pedal. Also, shout out to the most garish tape that you ever will have seen. Not just there for its functionality, but also when we come on stage, it is very dark. So fluorescent glow-in-the-dark tape is a little bit helpful in that instance to help me see where the hell I'm going. Standard Dunlop Crybaby wah-wah pedal with a slightly dodgy input. So we've taped that cable down there to stop that moving at all. So hopefully that doesn't cut out. And then, of course, we have the RE202 Space Echo, the very last pedal in the chain. You may have seen me tap dancing on that. A couple of different presets to kind of flick between, and then the hold function and the ramp function as well, crucially, for when you want to take people's heads off. Moving over to Guitar World. I might want to bring this into the light, metaphorically and literally. We have, first and foremost, got to give a shout out to this. I mean, got to give a shout out to the Welsh flag as well. I like to think I'm patriotic. I'm not that patriotic. I don't know who puts that there every night. It just seems to end up there. But I want to give a shout out to Quantum Industries for the GTX Trivial Guitar Vault, which thus far over the duration of this tour has kept everything perfectly intact, and also doubled up as a beautiful seat case for the many pairs of socks which I brought on this tour. I don't know whether I was, I don't know what I was planning on doing, to be honest, to necessitate quite as many pairs of socks as I actually brought, but there we go. But yeah, beautifully kept the guitars safe, obviously in transit. We've got to get back from San Francisco to the UK, so I'll speak for its overall safety once I'm back on terra firma in the UK, but it's done an incredible job of keeping everything safe. Guitar number one, Old Faithful, of course my Yamaha Revstar, custom shop, made not far from here actually, Calabasas, California, back in 2020, just before the world went sideways. Obviously, if the wear on it doesn't attest to the fact that it's my number one, the fact that it gets played for most of the set every night very much will. Beautiful guitar, and shout out, not just to this guitar actually, but all of them. They've been remarkably stable for the entirety of the tour. We've had mixed weather conditions, shall we say, from a relatively kind of chilled New York through to 45 degrees, what's that in American, 112, 113 Fahrenheit in Phoenix. Humidity, it was very humid in Austin. We had thunderstorms in Palm Springs, which seemed to bemuse everyone there. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. So yeah, they've all been remarkably stable. Next up, new addition to the stable. It is Murphy Lab 64 reissue Gibson SG. I referenced this in a recent video. The day after I bought this, dropped the Pelly case out of the van, took a massive chunk of paint out of the side of it. So made me feel slightly nauseous, so couldn't bring myself to look at it without getting that fixed. So Hugh Price, to his eternal credit, did a very good job of patching that up. Very short notice before we left for the tour. That's the guitar for the first two tracks of the night. Beautiful sounding guitar. May change the pickups at some point. I think they're custom buckers and they're a touch dark. at least for my taste anyway, or my ailing ears. So yeah, may brighten that up at some point. But yeah, cool guitar. I mean, if nothing else, it looks great. Which, if we're honest, is the reason any of us play guitar. And then, last but not least, looking around the corner, we have this, my Partscaster Jazzmaster, golden era aged body, golden era aged neck. Someone naughty stuck a decal on it. Couldn't possibly say who that was. Homatone, James Homatone pickups and electronics. We've got a mastery bridge. We've got an old trem. I don't know whether you can get this on camera. We've got some numbers there on that bridge. Now this is either off a 64 Jazzmaster or a 64 Jaguar. Don't know what those numbers stand for. Someone's best guess might have been a Carne number at some point in the dim and distant past, but either way, couldn't have a new trem on an otherwise battered looking guitar. This is getting a lot of use actually throughout the set. It's my only single coil guitar with a whammy bar or tremolo arm, so this is getting pretty consistent use throughout the set. And again, shout out to how stable it's been throughout the course of the tour. And that is pretty much all there is to show you, I think. Got the bag that goes in the Quantum Industries case, keeping all of my Ernie Ball Mega Slinkies, 10.5 gauge, so they're 10.5 down to 48 strings. I get asked that all the time. Referenced them earlier, Jim Dunlop 1.14 plectrums. We've got the G7 capo, depending on which side of the Atlantic that you're on, which again, for such a very expensive little accessory, is very good. I was skeptical to say the least, but just the intonation is absolutely spot on with that. So well done G7, and thank you for a very kind gift. I think that's it. Pedalboard is by Schmidt Ray. Forgot to say that earlier. And that's about all I've got to say about that. Obviously here at the Troubadour this evening. Surreal to say the least that we've come back a second time and it's sold out a second time. And just the general response to this tour has been overwhelming from day dot, really. So thank you very much, North America. Thank you, US. Thank you, Canada. We'll be back as soon as we humanly can. If I get this out in time before the San Francisco show or the Camino show, come and see us. There's a very small amount of tickets left for those shows. But failing that, see you again soon. Have a good one. Take care.